Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Charles Amarodian, President of Edo National Association in the United Kingdom. I welcome you to this New Year address, courtesy of Edo National Association of the United Kingdom. And with all protocol observed, I wish the Edo indigenous United Kingdom compliment of the season. Let me briefly tell you a little bit about Edo National Association of United Kingdom. The Edo National Association of United Kingdom is made up of the Benin Union, the Esan Union, the Afeman Union, and many other indigenous unions that represent Edo people in the United Kingdom. There's the APES organization representing all Edo State Indigenous and Association in the United Kingdom. We walk through the various unions to be able to execute our projects and our activities both here in the United Kingdom and in Nigeria. And we've been in existence now for over 3 decades. This year, 2020, has been a very difficult and challenging year for every one of us all over the world. The advent of the coronavirus has challenged us as human beings and has also challenged both our medical professionals and everyone across the world. It has made us to change our lifestyles. We are now required to wear face masks. We are now required to observe social distance and also to ensure that we regularly wash our hands in order to remain safe. The pandemic has also affected our gatherings and religious settings. Most of our meetings are now being held online through Zooms and using other social medias. The experience has also challenged our vulnerability and susceptibility to environmental influences and hazards. It has also exposed us to the fact that as human beings, we need not just ourselves, but we also need the divine intervention in order for us to be able to deal with and overcome environmental predicaments. In the last summer, we witnessed Edo State Gubernatorial Elections in different ways compared to previous elections. For the first time, we see Edo indigenes across the world expressing political interest and political voice and supporting candidates and articulating views, policies, and issues which they feel will affect the generality of Edo people across the world. I'm indeed very proud of the effort that was made by everyone across the political divide, though I was a bit saddened by the fact that some of our political discourses were centered around emotional issues, and sometimes we display a degree of intolerance in the way in which we accommodate people with opposite views. However, we have learned that politics, economics, and social activities are intertwined. And if we are to help to develop our state and our people, we need to be active participants in the political discourse in Edo State. Above all, we've also learned that when we come together as a people, there's so much more we can do. Although it is also recognized that the majority of us tend to work in silos. We tend to work on individual capacity, particularly as we were challenged to respond to the coronavirus pandemic back home. It is our observation that we in the United Kingdom do not have a strategic approach compared to other community groups to be able to respond to the coronavirus pandemic as we would have wished. We do not have a collective pool of resources that will help us to mitigate emergency situations as we would have hoped. Many of us tried on our individual capacity to provide palliatives both to Edo people in the United Kingdom and to Edo people back home. We would have been much more effective if we were able to combine our synergy and our forces to be able to pool resources together to ensure that our interventional support back home is more effective. In order to overcome these observed shortcomings, the Edo National Association will be working with the Benin Union of United Kingdom, the ASAN Union of United Kingdom, the AFEMA Union of United Kingdom to set up the Edo Diaspora Fund in the year 2021. This fund will be a benevolent fund that will be used to swiftly and effectively respond to environmental crises, environmental disasters, and to also to mitigate issues that we feel will border on supporting our brothers and sisters at home who are talented and gifted, who are perhaps not able to pursue their academics because of lack of means or because of poverty. We will likewise invest this fund in income-generating activities, which will further sustain us and develop our capacity in the United Kingdom to respond to different challenges. Of course, we cannot do this without the support of all Edo people in the UK. We need funds, we need expertise, and we need a collective coming together of Edo people in the United Kingdom to be able to actualize this project. We are also going to implement another project in 2021 to support our elderly people in the community. We have observed that the majority of Edo people in the United Kingdom are now becoming aging population. These people are not only suffering from what is generally regarded as the empty nest syndrome, where children have grown up, they've left home. They are also known to suffer from isolation and also known to be affected by all issues that is common to old age. It is our desire that the funds that we're going to be creating and the project we're going to be set up for the senior citizens will help to alleviate the isolation that is felt within our elderly community and also help them to fully participate socially and otherwise in all community events so that their old age would be filled with quality sense of life. We will also be looking on to Edo indigents to be able to join together and come together with the same sense that we did during the political campaign, and to be able to champion projects, activities that will lift off poverty from our community back home. We have the necessary expertise within our community. We have doctors, we have qualified lawyers, we have professionals, engineers, we have technicians, we have IT specialists, we have all sorts of professionals within our midst that we could tap into to be able to work in partnership with government, governmental and non-governmental organizations back home to bring about speedy development of our people back home. We are concerned about the security situation at home. We have taken steps to communicate with our Enigies, the Enogies, the Oba of Benin, and the various traditional councils in the past to express our concern and desire to be able to support, to mitigate the security situation back home. We are also concerned about the high level of unemployment back home, and we're doing everything possible to ensure that we work with the government of the day to intervene, to bring about a swift change in policies and programs that will create jobs and accelerate industrialization of our state. While commending our state government for the work that they're doing, we also want to bring to the attention of the state government that there's so much more to do to ensure that the yearnings of the youth, the expectations of the horde are kept in check. We would like to bring you greetings from Edo people in United Kingdom. We salute our Enigies back home. We salute our traditional council, our traditional institutions, our traditional rulers, and above all, Omonoba Nedu Uku Akpolokpolo, Oba Eware II, for showing us leadership, for showing us steadfastness in the way in which we have been led and supported to be able to aspire to greater heights. We know that Edo State is destined for stardom. The year 2021, we expect that most of what we lost in 2020 will be rekindled, and we will be able to move forward with greater expectation and tenacity. We are going to be working seriously and assiduously with all stakeholders, both in the diaspora and in the United Kingdom, to ensure that we engage the system and to be able to develop Edo State. It is my desire that you all at home and here have a great new year and a prosperous new year, and we achieve our goals. And I pray that God Almighty, our ancestors, will lead us and support us as we brace ourselves to receive all that is in store for us for the year 2021. I wish you a happy 2021 with blessings and great expectation. My name is Dr. Charles Omorodion. Thank you very much for this brief speech. Thank you for listening to my speech. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all, and all protocols observed. My name is Mr. Henry Aimiwu, Vice President of Benin Union, United Kingdom. On this occasion of the end of year address, which incidentally is also the end of the decade, I'll be looking through what Benin Union UK stands for, what our aims and objectives are, and the things we do to help one another, both here in the United Kingdom and back home in Benin City. Now, Benin Union UK is open to all Benin-speaking people resident in the United Kingdom. It's also extended to those who are married to men and women of the Benin-speaking extract residing in the United Kingdom. We meet once a month to discuss and deliberate on issues and welfare concerning our people and find ways to resolve them. As the Vice President of Benin Union, I would say I have been privileged to be a member of the executive, played one role or the other in the past 10 years. And like we all know in our community, there are always challenges here and there. 2020 has been a very challenging year for not just Benin Union, but for everyone, in person, other groups as it were. The pandemic has restricted our activities, both here in the United Kingdom and back home in Benin City, and it has thrown a lot of challenges that we have struggled to cope with. But nonetheless, Benin Union has adopted the new technology, and we have been able to hold regular meetings via Zoom and be able to do the things we could in the looking at the available situation that we are and trying to make good the best we can do in the situation. Let me just talk about some of the things that we do in Benin Union. Like I said, I've been a member of the executive for the past 10 years, and I've been opportune to have seen the things that we have been involved with over the past decade. A couple of years ago, precisely 4 or 5 years ago, we were opportune to work collaboratively with the Ogida community in Benin City, where working with them, we helped renovate a health center. This was a health center that was built with the support of the European Union. And like every other project like we know in Nigeria, they get abandoned one way or the other. This was another abandoned project, and we were opportune to have been told that there was a project somewhere, and Benin Union thought it wise to help renovate the health center. And I can say that I might not put a figure to the amount that we spent, but suffice to say that we were able to renovate the project, bought furniture for the care center, get people, matrons, and other healthcare professionals to take up positions there at the health centers. And we are able to render a little healthcare services to the people of Ogida and its immediate environs. We were also able, through the support of our Lady Vice President, who single-handedly sponsored the construction of a borehole for the health center, and Benin Union as a body, we sponsored the fencing of the center as well. Well, one thing of particular interest to me and to members of Benin Union, and by extension, Benin people living in the United Kingdom, is the fact that we were able, in our little way, to render some immediate healthcare services to our people, no matter how small they were. And I would say that in the past year, that is 2020, like I said earlier on, it's been a challenging one for every one of us. We've not been able to actually keep up with happenings and ongoings at the center in terms of being financially and physically involved, but we are following up with events and how things are going, and we're looking forward to 2021, when things become normal, and then we can go back and see how we can support the health center. Benin Union going forward, we're looking at doing more projects. You know, when we talk about the health center, one thing about our community, what I've observed in the past number of years I've been in the United Kingdom is we are all aging slowly. And quite a large percentage of Benin-speaking people in the United Kingdom are over 65 years of age, and that means they are in their retirement period. Now, like many of us, the desire was always go to Europe, get yourself together, earn some money, and come back home and establish or live the life that you were born into, a Benin man. But the reality is, many of us left home so many years ago. We raised our families here. Many of us now have grandchildren. And to say that when I'm 65, 67, 68, and after retirement, I just pick my load and go back home, that is not really living in the real world. You can't just go back home and leave everything that you built behind, because there is no guarantee that your children will go with you, that your grandchildren will go with you. So this is changing our perceptions as we move along. So many of us are ending up, or many elders in our community are ending up staying back in the United Kingdom. And that poses another challenge. Now, we black people, we have our own way of life. And just recently, I was delighted to have been informed by the president of the Edo National Association, Dr. Omorodion, who helped the Benin Union to register as a limited company by guarantee. And he saw prospects in that, where he advised us going forward to work with the ENA to see how well we can put together something that he termed the Elderly Support Project, a project where we can help, raise the aspirations and put smiles back to the elderly in our community. Like I said, not many will go back home for various or obvious reasons. So we look forward to a 2021 where we can work with all other Edo communities, the ASANs and the AFEMA, under the auspices of the ENA in the United Kingdom, to see how well we can make this project work. It's going to demand the support, the physical support, the expertise, and the financial support of our people here in the United Kingdom. One thing of interest that we're also looking at as a teacher in the United Kingdom, one thing I found out is back home, everyone talks about a private school. Everything is now private schools. But some of these private schools, I was in Nigeria August last year, opportune to have visited some of them, and I found out that a lot of things are missing, even in the private schools. But our attention is not to go back home and do anything or try and support private schools. I am a product of public schools right from primary to the tertiary level. And I think we in the diaspora, we should be doing all we can to support public schools rather than private schools. And going forward, in the light of that, what we have decided to do is working with different schools in London area and probably in the United Kingdom to put together resources in terms of books. In my college where I currently lecture as a chemistry lecturer, I am proud to say that I've been putting together science books, biology, chemistry, and physics books, and some mathematics books as well. And I'm hoping to work with other Edo people who have opportunities in other colleges and schools where we can pull these things together and find a way of sending them back to schools in Benin City. We're also looking at how we can make library a thing of interest again to young people back in Benin City, because education is better enhanced through reading of books and having access to varieties of books, academic and the rest. So that's another thing we are looking up to do. I would say that it has been a very, very eventful year, 2020, outside the pandemic. We know that it was the year that we had the gubernatorial elections in Edo State, and in my over 5 decades on earth, I haven't actually witnessed an election process where Edo people both in the diaspora and at home got so much engaged. It's like we all know, Edo people, or Edo State is the heartbeat of the nation, and as the pace setter for the nation, we did very well during the Guba election, and we were able to weather the storm. I mean, there were so many projections and expectations, but we ended up having a violent, free, and fair elections, and that we are very proud of. I wouldn't end any address without making reference to what I will refer to as the greatest king on earth, the Omonoban Edo. Oba Atokbe is going forward. We know that working in our community, especially in the leadership position, is one that is very challenging. I want to say that one thing that I do as a person, when we talk about working in the community, aside the projects, we are also very concerned about the welfare of our people. Sometimes you don't have to be a registered member of Benin Union, even though we desire that you be one, to get the support of Benin Union. And support is not always financial. I will put it on record that Benin Union, we render welfare support, financial support, and physical support to bereaved members of our community who are not registered members of the union per se. Myself as a person, there's something that I decided about 4 years ago, which is, if I am told, I'm not going to tell you I know every Benin man in London, I'm led to say that I know every Benin man in the United Kingdom. But if I am told that a Benin man has an event or a project, I will always go there, even in my personal capacity. Because for me, every Benin man, every Edo man represents an extension of my family. And so we are open to give assistance, welfare support, physical support, financial support to Edo people, to Benin people here in the United Kingdom. But our greater desire is to have all of us come under one umbrella and work together. Now, the more the merrier, they say. And if we have more Benin people coming together to join our fold, the work will be lighter for all of us. Now, I'm not going to deny the fact that having played a very leadership role in the Benin Union over the past 10 years, I know what the benefits are. I know how people relate to me personally. And all is down to what I've done or what I keep doing in Benin Union. I want to pay respect to the past president of Benin Union. I want to pay respect to the founding founders of the union, which started some 5-6 decades ago. And I want to say that we will continue to uphold the objectives and aims of the union. And we are calling on all Benin people in the United Kingdom to please join hands with us and let's project our future. Let's promote our heritage. Let's put our culture on the forefront of world history. And like you all know, we are a great people from a great kingdom, led by a great king. Oba Atokbe is said. Let me use this opportunity to call on Benin people here in the United Kingdom to come and join hands with us to take our union to the much desired greater heights. Like you all know, there is strength in coming together, there is strength in unity. We cannot do it all by ourselves. We're calling on you to come and join us so that we make ourselves the proud people that we are. Remember, Edo time where Edo was let us come together so that we'll make that a reality. Now, Let me also salute the many great Benin people here in the United Kingdom who have been supportive over the years. People like Dr. Taiwo Demudia, Professor Ebohon, Dr. Romense, Pastor Egbineweka, Pastor Mode Ibude, Dr. Charles Omorodion, for their numerous contributions over the years, not only for the Benin speaking community in the United Kingdom, but for the greater Edo Good, the United Kingdom, and the numerous others that I cannot, due to time constraints, be able to call out their names. We thank you for your support. We are immensely grateful for what you continue to do for the good of our community. Let me not also forget the past leaders of Benin Union, United Kingdom, Pastor Benedion, Reverend Jato, Pa Iwegiomo, Mr. Oyemina, Mr. Osakwe, Dr. Charles Omorodion, Mr. Scott Omoidaosa, Mr. William Okeaine, and then the President Pa Joe Ogiazaka, for what they've done to move the union forward. I salute you all. I'm not forgetting that behind every successful man, like they said, there's a woman. So to all these past presidents, there was a lady president. I also say thank you all for being supportive. Finally, though we're Amazewo Matawi, one of the reasons when I came to the United Kingdom and I decided to say where the Kiniwie was to improve upon my and I'm proud to say that Edo maybe as Edo improve. It's good to be able to speak Bini or as a woman. So it will asefena ya tie iwie do ni mose iwie do no walao wado de bama imatu ye do runda awe akugbe or etin. Finally, I wouldn't forget to greet His Excellency and His Deputy Governor Baseki and Mr. Philip Shaibu. We pray that God will give you the wisdom to continue to move our state from one position of height to the other. And finally, I want to humbly greet the greatest Oba, the greatest king on earth. That's how we always refer to it, without any apology. Oba then, the Omonoba Edo, Oku Apollo, Oba Ewa II. Oba Gatokwe, he said.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the end-of-year presentation for Edo National Association. My name is Omonua Agmawa Selena. I'm the president of Ekpomokpa Association here in the United Kingdom. Ekpomokpa Association is a welfare, non-governmental organization and a charitable organization. We are here in the United Kingdom as well as in Ireland. Ekpomokpa Association is one of the foremost socio-cultural Esan association in the United Kingdom, among others like Esan Naigwe Association, Esan Kube, Esan Voice, and many others. We are primarily involved with the welfare of our people. We are also involved in the promotion of educational activities. We are also very, very much involved in promotion of our cultural heritage. The year 2020 has been a very difficult year for everybody. No so many thanks to the coronavirus. As a matter of fact, this is one year that welfare has been at the utmost ebb of it all, most desired, because the corona pandemic has brought a number of challenges to our communities. to our families, and to our livelihood. People have lost their ones, people lost their jobs, people lost their businesses. And this is one of the things that actually has reinvigorated the activities of a socio-cultural welfare organization like Ekpo Mapa Association. And to make sure that we rise up to the challenges of time, Ekpo Mapa has been actively involved in activities to alleviate the suffering that this situation has brought on our people. We have actively engaged with our communities, and I'm happy to tell you that despite the fact that it has been a very challenging year, it is also one year that we have been able to engage with our society, with our communities, with our people within the United Kingdom, particularly in London and its environment. You do all know that this pandemic has had no very little impact on our people, the black and minority ethnic people, as they call it in the United Kingdom. This pandemic has actually had more effect on us. And so because of that, we rose up to see what we can do for our people. I'm happy to tell our people that we actually were able to raise funds well in excess of thousands of pounds to be able to support our people. We did a project called the e-learning support for our communities. You do know very well that, like I said earlier, this corona brought up challenges whereby children no longer learn in the traditional way of going to school, as it were. So this project has helped us to get systems, computers, to support children so that they can learn even from their own homes. In addition to that, we have also, as part of this fund that we raised, we have also engaged in what we call community palliative support, whereby we have to provide foodstuff to our people even back home. And we could have actually done more were it not for the challenges that this situation has brought upon us. In addition to this e-learning support and the palliative we have also donated, I am also proud to tell you that Ekpo Mapa has raised sufficient funds to support the security challenges that is ongoing in our community back home in Ekpo Mapa, where we come from. And we are also telling our people, our other Eastern communities, to engage in these activities so that they can raise a happy hand to our people back home. Ladies and gentlemen, without missing words, I'd like to also tell you that in addition to these little projects that I have mentioned, we have, in the few years past, engaged in medical mission, whereby we, gathered all expert medical personnel, nurses, expert clinicians, professional doctors, surgeons, and all different cadres of medical practitioners to embark on what we call a medical mission, help our people back home in doing minor surgeries, supporting our people back home, doing training to people that are there to make sure that the healthcare needs of our people is augmented to a place that is livable and comparable to what we have in here. Ladies and gentlemen, these welfare activities that we have been engaging on, we could have actually done more if only our people, our numerous some people in here are coming out together to collaborate with us. So we are using this opportunity to tell our people, the ASAN communities in the United Kingdom, the ASAN community in diaspora, to join hands with us so that we'll be able to leverage all this expertise that we've got, so that we can engage with our communities. You do know very well that we are living in a society that is advanced in so many ramifications. We are looking to combining and collaborating and engaging with you out there, our brothers and sisters, so that we can actually tap into this expertise and also export some of them back home to alleviate the issues that are back home. We are also looking at all other organizations out there in the United Kingdom. We are using this opportunity to call on every one of you listening to my voice to come back, to come down, to join hands with us, to join hands with everybody that have this initiative. We've heard our brothers and sisters, from the Edo community, and we will hear very shortly from the FEMA community and the Edo National Association. All the effort, all the things that could have been done, all the things that we'll need to do. We are calling on everyone to come out so that we engage together, so that all these challenges will be properly addressed. We know one of the main things that we are facing right now, like our brother said, Mr. Abiwa said earlier, is the issue of second and third generation immigrants. That means children who are our children who are our children's children. There is this challenge of trying to inculcate our cultural heritage into these people, because we know very shortly we'll be getting older. These are the ones that will take after us. So our immediate needs are these individuals to be brought into the realm of understanding our cultural being. And in addition to that, we know all these things that we are talking about, we can do much except we have more funding. And again, we are calling on all funding agencies out there. We are calling on people who are well able to. We are calling on corporate organizations here in the United Kingdom and in the world in its entirety to join hands with us. Finance could be very, very useful in this regard. Expert advice could be very, very useful in this regard, so that we will be able to address all these challenges that are incidental on us in this society. And we do know if it is well with us, we'll be able to export this back home. And lastly, as part of the challenges that we are asking of to, we know very well that this engagement that we're talking about is tantamount to our progress. It tantamount to what we can do well. So we are calling on all our sundry to join hands together so that we will be able to do a number of things that we have planned to do going forward in the year 2021. I'm saying that as part of the projects we have started, specifically the e-learning, electronic learning support that we have put in, as a matter of fact, this is an appendage, and we also extended this to even our government back home. We realized that this was one of the flagship projects that the current governor at home is pursuing. So we are also tapping into this. We are also extending our hands on fellowship so that we'll be able to collaborate and take this forward. Because we do know, like our president of Edo National said earlier, there are different opportunities. One of it is that this corona pandemic has opened up new ways of doing things. As you know, every challenge comes with opportunity. So we have seen this e-learning support as a way of going forward. Closely related to that, we are also calling on our people that are out there, the sporting organizations, the individuals that are engaged in activities that relieve of sport and others. We shall be engaging in amateur sports, because we do know as part of one of the ways that people are developed is sporting activities, the entertainment industry. We are also extending our hands into this area, because these are some of the activities that we'll be engaging with, so that we'll be able to utilize, we'll be able to develop that upcoming talents that will take over from where we are stopping. And ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that we'll continue to emphasize on is to ensure is to be able to utilize the expertise that we have developed. Some of us are scientists, like our brother said, he's an expert in the education sector, and many more are into the legal profession, many more are into, the IT industry. These are expert professions that are gradually taking over, the way things are done. We are asking about all these our core professionals within the United Kingdom to join hands with us in ensuring that we engage in these expert and collaborative efforts to better our lives in here, to better our communities in here, and be able to also export this, back home where we come from, and ultimately improve our life and well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, I want to thank our communities. I want to thank everyone that is in there for your steadfastness. And I pray that as we go into this new year 2021, that the challenges that we face this year 2020 will be a springboard for us to develop further. And on this note, I want to say thank you again to our leaders back home, our governor, our leaders in the national sector, and most essentially the great Oba of Benin himself, Oba Atokbe, and also our able traditional rulers and the Onojes in the Esaland, most specifically His Royal Highness Abmeri II, my Onoje, the Onoje of Ekpoma, and all other NEJs who have been, be fatherly to us, who have been praying to us. We are also using this hand of fellowship to extend it to them, to tell them thank you for what they have done, and they should continue to pray for us, so that as they often say in this song, Wayo Ukivai, as we have come back here to learn and develop ourselves, we should be able to export this back home to improve our livelihood and well-being. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. I wish you all the very best in the year 2021. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to end this very great day by saying a very big thank you to everyone who has helped us in all the activities we've been engaging in the years just past. Most specifically, I want to thank people like our Board of Trustee members, Dr. Peter Uzwa, Chief Dr. Peter Uzwa, Dr. Henry Okosun, Engineer Odewulu, and Mr. Fred Akwele, who has been very supportive in all our activities. I must also not forget to thank those who have supported us fund-wise, the Lottery Fund, and also the personalities who have supported in all our activities. People like persons like Professor Chrissy Mafidon, Harry Jacksper, and a whole lot of many people, too many, numerous for me to mention. Ladies and gentlemen, our activities are out there in the community. You can reach us by logging onto our website, www.ebumapa.co.uk. Our contact addresses are there, and the activities that we're engaging are also there. The way you reach us, everything that we're doing, our programs for the year are well outlined in that our website. I want to use this opportunity again to thank everyone, members of our community, traditional rulers, and most importantly, our wives, husbands, who have been supporting all the activities that we're doing. Lastly, I want to say a big thank you. They say for every good thing, there is one projection that is going in there. A big thank you to the management and staff of Edo Connect, significantly Mr. Osa Iyamu, who has also put these activities together. I want to say a big thank you to everyone. Thank you all. God bless. Happy New Year.
Good afternoon. It's with a great sense of pride that I stand here today to solicit with fellow members of the Edo National Association under the amiable chairmanship of Dr. Charles Omorodion to represent the AFEMA Union, United Kingdom and Ireland Union. My name is Elaki Ahmed Saliu. I am the Vice Chair of AFEMA Union, United Kingdom and Ireland. I am here today to solicit and reach out to all our fellow AFEMA and also Edo indigenes in the United Kingdom, and to express our solitude and reach out to them at this very difficult period. 2020 has touched a lot of lives, both in the United Kingdom, amongst the Edo Diaspora, and also back home in Nigeria. And AFEMA Union, we stand at a very, very critical period in our history in the United Kingdom. Just to help everybody understand the background and the history of AFEMA Union, it was set up around 1992, in the 90s. And it was to help all the AFEMA speaking people of Edo North Senatorial District, comprising of Isako West, Isako Central, Isako East, Akoko Edo, O1 West, O1 East. And amongst these 6 local government areas comprise obviously the AFEMA people, AFEMA speaking people of Edo State. In the United Kingdom, we are a very thriving union who have, over the last 25 years, sought to promote and be a bedrock for our community in the United Kingdom. There is an African proverb which says it takes a village to raise a child. Now, this proverb encompasses what AFEMA Union is all about, in that we are welfare driven and we also are focused on promoting and improving the welfare and emotional well-being of our members. Our premise is focused around capacity building and also being a place for where our members and our community can reach out and be able to get the support to help them in whatever endeavors they seek to pursue. Having been a member of AFEMA Union over the last 10 years, I have seen it progress in many ways. We have, over the last 3 years, gone about our cause as a union to set up a number of welfare projects in AFEMA, in the AFEMA region of Edo State. Back in 2017, we reached out to 2 schools in Oman and distributed educational materials to help out 2 public secondary schools. And in 2017 also we commenced the AFEMA Shield. This helped us to give our youths, who ultimately are the ones who we want to nurture and become the leaders of tomorrow, the opportunity to develop themselves in the areas in which they have a passion for. And this was sports, so we did a football youth project, which was supported by His Royal Majesty the Otaro of Auchi, who was one of our founding members when the AFEMA Union was known in its previous guise in the 70s and 80s. We are at AFEMA Union realizing that with the COVID pandemic, the need to be our brother's keepers is more and more poignant. COVID has ultimately changed how we as a community are able to reach out to one another. And indeed, over the last year, it has impacted upon how we are able to solicitate on a face-to-face basis or amongst ourselves socially. And how we've been able to accommodate and address these challenges, again, using the aid of technology. We've reached out to our members via monthly Zoom meetings, and this has proved invaluable for helping us plan for the forthcoming year in 2021. In 2021, AFEMA Union are more than ever equipped to pursue a number of welfare-driven projects back in Edo State. In 2021, AFEMA Union UK and Ireland will be launching an initiative which is something very close to my heart, in the sense of having recently set up or started a process of a foundation, an educational foundation, set up in the memory of my parents. We will be sponsoring 6 students from each of the local government areas of Edo North, along with 1 from Edo South and 1 from Edo Central, together with Afema Union and the FABSIN Foundation, we will be sponsoring in total 8 students from all the local government areas I've mentioned in their first year of university. We realize that in Nigeria, things have become difficult, no more so than in our region of Edo State. And we know Edo State being one of the foremost states in Nigeria, being the heartbeat of the nation, and keen in to the present governor's drive to make Edo great, and through the Edo Best initiative, we want to be able to key into this vision. And we see Afema Union as being one of the key stakeholders in this area. And through this partnership with Afema Union and FABSIN Foundation, as I said, we will be sponsoring 8 first year university students in any of the public universities within Edo State, comprising of the University of Benin and Edo State University in Yamo, and Ekiadolo College of Education. We see this in Afema Union as our way of giving back to our community, and we obviously cannot do this without the support of the local, the Afema community in the United Kingdom. We are at any time able to accept, and we welcome any support in helping us as we move forward in making our state great again. And I would like to at this point acknowledge and thank our founding fathers who felt it necessary to leave an indelible mark for all the Afema speaking indigenes who reside in the United Kingdom. And the union has been a solace for us all in moving and helping us to make our region and make our state better. I also want to take this opportunity to also thank the great people of Edo State. It has been a challenging year, but we saw with the recent election that when the Edos, I am speaking not only as an Afema indigene, but the Asians and the Beninese, when we stand and sing with one voice, our impact is felt across the world and across Nigeria. However, in moving forward in 2021, it is important that we keep this unity and solidarity amongst ourselves to truly make our state great again. I also would like to wish all of the Edo people in the United Kingdom a happy and prosperous New Year. I finish by thanking our Royal Father, who played an important role in our lives, the Oba of Benin, the Otaru of Auchi, and the Oba of Agbede, who remain pillars in our community and in our state. Finally, I would also like to reach out to the Edo Diaspora, particularly, I guess, the Edo indigenes in the United Kingdom, and more specifically, Afema indigenes in the United Kingdom, to say that you can reach us at any time. Our email is afemaunionuk@hotmail.co.uk. or you can reach either myself. My number is 07939 465 119, or you can reach the President on 07930 909 718. In closing, I would like to say a big thank you to the members of AFEMA Union UK, most importantly, our President Bankole Alan Aigbodion, our father and leader, Mr. Jeffrey Ojo, Grace Ofor, Austin Imohimi, Chief Ogie, Alaja Musa, for the efforts they have made to make our union and take our union to greater heights. I wish all the AFEMA indigenes, both in the UK and in Nigeria, a happy, prosperous 2021. God bless. Ogena Rikba.